Welcome. In this video, let's explore user authentication and look at some modern approaches to security. We will specifically delve into biometrics, smart cards, and multi-factor authentication. Let's start with biometric authentication. This approach uses unique physical or behavioral characteristics to verify a user's identity. Several types of biometric methods are commonly used. Fingerprint recognition uses the unique ridge patterns on fingertips to identify individuals. Iris or retina scanning analyzes the unique patterns in the eye. Voice recognition identifies users by their vocal characteristics. And facial recognition maps facial features for identification. Now let's discuss how biometric authentication works. First, there is the enrollment stage, where biometric data is captured and stored as a template in a secure database. Next is acquisition, which involves capturing a new biometric sample during an authentication attempt. After acquisition, the processing stage extracts distinctive features from the captured sample. Then, the matching stage compares the processed sample with the stored template. Finally, a decision is made to grant or deny access based on the match confidence score. While biometric authentication offers many benefits, it also poses challenges. Privacy is a significant concern because biometric data is permanent and cannot be changed if compromised. Accuracy issues can arise due to environmental factors, aging, injuries, and technical limitations. Spoofing attacks using fake fingerprints, photos, or voice recordings are also a vulnerability. Finally, implementation costs, including specialized hardware, software, and maintenance, can be high. Key performance metrics for biometric systems include the false acceptance rate, or FAR, which is the likelihood of incorrectly accepting an unauthorized user. The false rejection rate, or FRR, which is the likelihood of incorrectly rejecting an authorized user. The equal error rate, or ER, is the point at which the FAR and FRR are equal. And the failure to enroll, or FTE, rate, which represents the proportion of users who cannot be successfully enrolled in the system. Next, let's explore smart card authentication. Smart cards are physical devices that contain secure authentication credentials. There are several types of smart cards. Contact cards require physical contact with the reader through gold contact pads. Contactless cards use radio frequency identification, or RFID, or near-field communication, or NFC technology for wireless communication. Hybrid cards combine both contact and contactless interfaces. Furthermore, smart cards can be categorized into memory cards, which store data, and microprocessor cards, which can process information. Smart cards have many security features to protect sensitive data. A secure element is tamper-resistant hardware that securely stores cryptographic keys and sensitive data. Personal identification number, or PIN, protection requires a PIN to authorize operations. Cryptographic protocols implement encryption, digital signatures, and secure key exchange. Physical security provides protection against side-channel attacks and physical tampering. Mutual authentication ensures both card and terminal verify each other's identity. And access control restricts access to specific functions and data based on privileges. Here is a simplified example of smart card authentication using cryptographic protocols. Now let's discuss multi-factor authentication, or MFA. MFA involves combining multiple authentication methods for enhanced security. The three main types of authentication factors are something you know, something you have, and something you are. Something you know refers to knowledge factors that only the user should know, such as passwords, PINs, or security questions. Something you have refers to possession factors that only the user should possess, such as smart cards, security tokens, or mobile devices. And something you are refers to inherence factors that are intrinsic to the user, such as iris or retina scans, fingerprints, or voice recognition. Combining these factors results in stronger security. Let's look at some real-world examples of how MFA is implemented. For enterprise access, a typical MFA setup might include a password, a one-time password, or OTP, via mobile application and location verification. For banking authentication, a personal identification number, or PIN, a physical card and fingerprint scanning might be used. For secure facility access, an access code, a key card, and iris scanning could be combined. And for cloud service login, a password and short message service or SMS code and device recognition could be used. Finally, let's discuss some future trends in authentication. Behavioral biometrics, such as typing rhythm, gait analysis, and gesture recognition, is gaining traction. Continuous authentication, which involves ongoing verification throughout a session, is becoming more prevalent. Adaptive authentication uses risk-based systems that adjust security requirements based on context and behavior. Blockchain identity offers decentralized identity verification. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is enhancing security by detecting anomalies and improving authentication accuracy. And passwordless authentication aims to eliminate passwords in favor of more secure and user-friendly methods. In conclusion, authentication continues to evolve toward more secure, convenient, and context-aware solutions. The future lies in multi-layered approaches that balance security requirements with user experience. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.